Hello everyone, my name is Kate Brown with the DC Bike Ride team, and I have the pleasure to be here today with Dr. Yvette Oquendo, a talented and renowned medical professional with the CareFirst BlueCross BlueShield team. And today we're going to talk a little bit about the COVID-19 vaccine and topics as they relate to our cycling community. So Dr. Oquendo, thank you so much for being with us today.
I'm really excited to be here with you today.
Dr. Oquendo, I don't need to tell you that this is just a really unique moment in time. Our habits, our lifestyles have changed so much since the pandemic has begun a year ago. But with the COVID-19 vaccine rollout, people have some concerns, they have some questions. So what do you think are the most important things that we need to know about the COVID-19 vaccines?
I think the most important thing that people need to know is that these vaccines are safe and effective. A lot of conversations that went around about how quick these vaccines were developed. But when you really get into the details, it really wasn't by chance that it happened this fast. The entire scientific community around the world collaborated like never before. So that made it possible for these vaccines to be developed safely. But I want to assure people that no shortcuts were taken when it came to evaluating these vaccines for their safetiness and their effectiveness. So these vaccines are safe and these vaccines are for sure effective. It's our best chance to really put this pandemic behind us.
Thank you. So Dr. Oquendo, what are the common side effects of the vaccines that are available right now? And how should we prepare for and manage those side effects?
Okay. So in terms of side effects, it is really very varied. There are some people that get these vaccines and have no side effects at all whatsoever. Of the 3 vaccines that are available, 2 of them is a 2-shot series. So the side effects usually happen after the 2nd shot. So what could be side effects? You can have soreness and inflammation where the injection went into your arm. That is usually very common, and that can happen from the 1st shot and the 2nd shot. Normally, what we recommend that people do is that they put like a cold compress over the area where the shot was received. If it's really painful, they can take over-the-counter ibuprofen to help the pain. The other types of side effects that can happen is people can get low-grade fever, they can get chills, body aches, what we commonly refer to as like flu-like symptoms. Another side effect that has been reported very commonly is tiredness. And usually that is happening because the vaccine is making your immune system react. So in a way, sometimes having symptoms like that is proof that your immune system is robust. So normally, we don't necessarily recommend that you prepare in any particular way to receive the vaccine. Just show up. That's the most important preparation. Get there. After the vaccine has been received, if you are experiencing symptoms like the fever, the chills, the achiness, then you can take something like Tylenol or over-the-counter ibuprofen. But you should take that after, not before.
Okay, so a lot of our biking community really likes to be active. They like to do everything that they can on a bike. So would you recommend, say, taking your bike or cycling to your vaccine appointment, or is that discouraged? And how long after getting your vaccine should we be waiting to get back on the bike or just to be active in general?
It would be okay to bike to the place where you're going to go get your vaccine, because if you get side effects, they're really not going to be immediately after receiving the vaccine. So you will be able to ride back to your home without any problems. I would recommend that the day that you get the vaccine, that day probably you just want to take it easy. Most people, if they get side effects, they usually last 24, 48 hours at the most, and then they can resume normal activity. Just take it easy the first day of the vaccine, but after that, try to resume your normal activity.
Dr. Oquendo, I know that you are no stranger to being active. You've completed 10 marathons and a triathlon, which is just so impressive. Now, our cycling community has really grown over the past year or so. And I think that's because people want to get outdoors, they want to be active, and they want to be able to socially distance. And cycling really allows you to do all three of those things. Now, it's Mental Health Awareness Month. So can you talk to us a little bit about the effects that cycling may have on your mental health, and also kind of just in general, the role that being active plays in wellness and the prevention of illness?
Being physically active definitely is something that helps improve and boost your mental health and physical health also. This past year with the pandemic, it was very difficult because we were basically told to stay home. We were encouraged not to really interact with outside of our immediate household, but being outdoors and enjoying the beauty that is around you and being physically active, to me personally, was very good to help me manage the stress. Because definitely no one had been exposed to anything like this. I'm sure that a lot of more people that became active cycling because it was a way to really manage the stress of this pandemic. And it is good for your body, but it's extremely helpful for your mental health. I really encourage people to be physically active. You don't have to be, like you mentioned that I ran 10 marathons and did a triathlon. I am not a fast runner, but I'm out there. Just get out there. Bicycling is an excellent way to exercise, and the communities are becoming more bike friendly. And around the DC area, there's also trails that are very good for the biking community.
Yeah, well, I think you said it, we just got to get out there. So, well, Dr. Oquendo, thank you so much for taking the time to be with us today and talk a little bit about mental health, being active, and the COVID-19 vaccines. We really appreciate your time. And coming up is Memorial Day. So I know you served as a major in the U.S. Army. So I just wanted to thank you for your service.
Thank you. It was an honor for me to be in the United States Army. I was a physician at the Pentagon, and I feel that it's important for me as a physician to set the example to my patients, do as you say. So if I encourage my patients to be physically active, I put myself as an example that you can do that. There is no better leader than the one that walks the talk. And we really need to, as a community, be physically active, because unfortunately we are dealing with a lot of chronic diseases that are directly related to inactivity, to the obesity, the poor diet, and the lack of physical activity. And we can really make a difference if all of us collectively become physically active. You don't have to run a marathon. You just have to go out there and walk, get on a bicycle, just move your body.
I think that's great advice and a great note to end on. Thank you again for being with us, and I hope we answered a lot of your questions. As always, be safe and keep pedaling.